coming to this point where that's what they feel is, that to them is being successful. Being that type of a person where they have the chains and the bling and the cars and the girls, and they forget who they are. They're forgetting their identity as Lakota people. And that is, I see as one of the major problems is where do we come back, or how do we bring our young people back to a place where they value who they are as Lakota people? And that goes back to the spirituality. And I think in all realms of our people, all the problems that we're seeing, whether they're social, economical, the drug and alcohol abuse, those things all stem from not having that kind of connection with Creator, not having our traditional ways. And we can still live in both worlds. I truly believe that we can live in both worlds, but that we have to bring that back and teach our young people those things so that they can walk in this world of education, walk in this world of having money, walk in this world, but also having that value within themselves, that self-belief, that self-love. I think that, to me, would be a saving grace for our people.
As you know, I'm in the ESTA. I know my culture. I participate in a lot of things to learn more about my culture. But my goal is to be a part of both worlds. To be able to communicate with a full-blood Indian, someone whose ancestors are only Lakota, or are Indian, and be able to help them to communicate with someone who's non-Indian, or someone who's Yesca. I kind of want to be a person that could help both of them to see each other and see how the cultures are and learn to, I don't know, I guess.
Because I see it not just in our young people, but in generations of our people, where we've lost that self-love. And all of our values, our traditional values of generosity, fortitude, bravery, prayer, all the 7 sacred values that we have, all are the things that come from within us. That those things that stem from within us are those things that are going to help the people the most. All this material world could go away today, and would we be a better person? Would we walk in front of Creator with self-love and self-belief and that self-respect, and come home to Him with clean hands and clear eyes and all the love that He gave to us given back to Him?
Okay, just pretend.
I would hope that every person has some education in them about diabetes prevention. Not just that, but everything spiritual spirituality, spiritual wellness, alcohol, what alcohol can do to you. I've worked in dialysis for almost 4 years, and that's the result of diabetes, high blood pressure, but more on the reservation of diabetes. And that's a sad thing to see, because you just have so much problems from it. Once you hit dialysis, it's kind of like, honestly, it's like the end of your life. Unless you get a transplant, which is rare, you're just not going to see them.
I guess what we've seen is suicide rate here was going up. Real, I'd say 100% from what 2 years ago was.
The suicide rates here on Pine Ridge, how astronomical they are in relation to the United States. We're like at 300% the national average. We've lost 32 young people in the last 4 or 5 years.
We are just so we're underfunded, and with the diabetes, the at-risk behaviors, the way the numbers are stacking up, it's just going to turn into a pandemic. With the diabetes, it's not ever gonna. If we don't get help, we're just gonna see worse things happen. I believe. It's gonna take more than a staff of 13 people to, defeat this. Well, what we need a lot more money for too is to help bring a lot more fruits imported into the reservation. because I feel sometimes that we are like a different country, you know, because we don't have a big aisle of fruit, you know, of good foods like that, you know, organics, whatever, you know. Our aisle down here in Sioux Nation is probably about 6.5 feet maybe of fruit, and that's it, and that's not a lot, you know. So I think we need, you know, just more fruit given out, basically. More fruit grown, gardens, out to grow gardens, you know, get that started. I know we've had a couple of people that started gardens, you know, community gardens, but they just, because of vandalism, whatever else, you know, they just didn't stick. So I think we need to teach people how to garden on their own, to help us to empower the people to become stronger themselves, you know, not to just feed us with or not to just put a Band-Aid over some situations, you know, but to really look at the core of, you know, what being on the reservation is about.
I think that the reservation could really be, you know, summed up as a place where there's hope. There's a people that they need to have knowledge about the rest of the world, the same that the rest of the world needs to have knowledge about the reservation.
You know, there is hope out there, but we just gotta find it, you know, and that's where we gotta, I believe that the answers lie in the community, and we got to, instead of going out and like recruiting these people from off the reservation to help our people, we need to start with our communities, you know, just make a spark in some people, because people do, if you sit and talk with people around here on the reservation, they really do know a lot, you know, and they do have the answers of what can open up, you know, hope.
The First Nation people, we're still here. We never left, and we need to find a way to help our people. Help our people to live.
Yeah, you see, want to shake your hand. Now pay a choose off both. Now pay.